We've got Vegas and San Jose to wrap up the card, 67-68 on the rotation here. About even money, -110 on both sides. Some places have Vegas the slight road favorite here, -115. The total 5.5 pretty much across the board here. And, the Vegas Golden Knights have had a just remarkable, magical, almost fairy tale type of season. You almost can't believe this is real life, what the kind of stuff they've put together this season. But the schedule makers are trying to, I guess, pay them back for this tremendous season of success they've had so far, because this is as brutal as it can possibly be, as far as I'm concerned, for the Vegas Golden Knights from a scheduling perspective. They've had a very road-heavy schedule coming out of the All-Star break. When you look at their last, 5 games at Pittsburgh, or no, that was the other night at Pittsburgh. That was the ended the road trip. There we go. At Calgary, at Winnipeg, at Minnesota, at Washington, at Pittsburgh since January the 30th. It's been a lot of road games, a lot of travel in a condensed period of time. And now when you look at it, they have the Winnipeg game, then they have the Minnesota game. That was Thursday, Friday. You have Washington early start Sunday, Pittsburgh on Tuesday, and now just a couple of days later, you're playing San Jose and going on the West Coast and playing them. This is tough. This is tough travel right now that the Golden Knights are involved in. But they're not making excuses. They're not. And even in Pittsburgh the other night, what was that game? 5-2 at one point for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Still, no quit, nothing but resilience in this Vegas team. Battle back, make it a sweat for the Penguins down the stretch. Just fall 1 goal short. They lose 5-4. But again, this team is just continuing to battle the elements, battle the things thrown against them, and just be right in pretty much every single game. I mean, other than Minnesota, when's the last time they've been blown out in a hockey game? I mean, I can't even remember. That's been
Edmonton.
That remarkable. Yeah, Edmonton. And how long ago was that? What, November? That's how long ago we're talking about it.
Yeah, the first game against Edmonton was a complete blowout. The game against the Rangers they should have had too early in the season. I mean, there was really only that Minnesota game. That was a game that, even in the Edmonton game, I mean, they certainly still offensively got plenty of shots on net. The Wild game was the first time I could ever say, this was a tired team, and I think Gerard Gallant came out and said the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's been the odd occasion they've looked tired. The Minnesota game stands out as one where they were tired too, I thought, in that game, because they just got dominated on the shots on goal and the territorial play. Took a lot of penalties in that game. That's just all fatigue, elements of fatigue when you see that in a hockey team. But Vegas, San Jose's an odd team right now. They've been really up and down, mostly down lately. I mean, you look at San Jose, just 2-5 in their last 7 games. They're not exactly playing their best hockey right now. They're back home off a road trip. That's a negative spot for the San Jose Sharks. If I've ever seen one that's as consistent as the day is long, it's the San Jose Sharks struggling to win in this first home game off a road trip. So to me, this is a downright brutal scheduling spot for the Vegas Golden Knights. Not sure I can back them, but this is not the spot I ever want to trust the San Jose Sharks in. First home game off a long road trip when they have years worth of futility winning this first home game off a long road trip. This goes back to when Todd McClellan coached the Sharks, because that's how far back I go betting against the Sharks' first home game on a road trip, off a road trip, was when McClellan was coaching this team years ago. So that's how far back the struggles go for San Jose in this spot. But it's really brutal stuff here for Vegas, though, on the flip side. I mean, you got Thursday, Friday, early Sunday, Tuesday, and now Thursday, and you're going from Pittsburgh to San Jose as well. 3 time zones back to the Pacific zone for this hockey game. Very, very tough. Can they overcome it? Maybe. I wouldn't count them out ever, this Golden Knights team, from doing that. But this is as tough as it gets from a scheduling perspective. So for me, no play on this game, but I think Alex B. Smith does have a play on this game, and so does Andrew McGinnis. So we'll get to them. Let's go to Andrew first. Vegas taking on San Jose. Something's got to give. Neither of these teams in great situations from a scheduling and spot perspective. Who's got the edge tonight, Andrew?
Look, Ian, I think we can look back from the start of the season and really just think, this kind of like storyline of the Vegas Golden Knights. Everyone's projecting where they're going to find themselves in the standings. It's just a really exciting feeling, a new team in the league, how's it going to fare in Vegas, who the player's going to be, who are the captains going to be, who are these leaders going to be. And now, right now, you look at this team, you see what they're doing. It's really something special. Every single night, they put in a full 100% effort. But not only that, is like you mentioned, Ian, they're down 5-2. The Pittsburgh Penguins only end up losing 5-4. This is a resilient team, a team that needs to be taken seriously. Kudos to Dana. Last game versus Pittsburgh, it was going to either be another 2-1, 3-1 style game, or it was going to be kind of a goal fest, and that's exactly what it was. I mean, it was two teams that were both very, very talented, just battling out, duking it out, and it was the first team to 5 that won. And I just think that this team is so special, and they're so resilient that there's no adversity that really seems to be too much for this team right now. There's been lots of travel for them. They've been facing a lot of different style teams, I believe. And look, this San Jose Sharks team, I've been a fan of them a little bit. I've been betting unders on them. I've been finding spots to bet them on the money line. But when it comes down to it, guys, this San Jose team, in my eyes, from what I've seen throughout this entire season for the Vegas Golden Knights, this Sharks team does not match up well whatsoever versus this Vegas Golden Knights team. In my eyes, I think that the Sharks are slower. They don't. The pace is way, way, way faster in every Vegas Golden Knights game. The talent depth is not there nearly as much as it is for the Vegas Golden Knights. And I'll continue saying that for the Knights. Is one of the best things that I've liked about them so far. They're one of those teams where every line gives it their all for 45 seconds. They're out there, finishing their checks, getting numerous shots on goal. No matter who they're playing, they have that same can-do attitude. And really, that's kind of the best part about this team, guys. And I'm not saying they haven't proved themselves yet, but I feel like Danny likes to use, every single game, I feel like someone has a chip on their shoulder for these guys, and that's why it's exciting. It's exciting hockey to watch. It's really enjoyable, and I think that no matter what adversity you really see with this team, lots of travel for sure. I don't think they're going to be tired, though, and I think that realistically, I know it's not really a bounce back kind of spot, but after that Pittsburgh loss, I mean, they were right there, and I think that Pittsburgh is a team in the East, although they didn't have the best first half of the season. Pittsburgh is a team in the East, obviously back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions. That's a win you want to get. So even though they didn't get that win, it was a very close, contested game. When you're watching that game, you kind of had that feeling it was playoff-type atmosphere. It was two teams that were very seriously, into it this year, and they know they can do something special this year. And that's one thing I love about hockey, guys, and that's what I love about doing these shows with you guys, is that unlike a lot of other sports, the NHL is one of those sports where anybody at all can really go far in the playoffs. I'll never forget that year the LA Kings won the cup as an 8th seed. And, it's really important in the second half to see how teams are looking and how teams are developing. And in short, I just don't think this San Jose Sharks team matches up whatsoever. I think they've got maybe a couple guys on offense, but that's quite about it right now. And with the goaltending we see out of the Golden Knights and just the pace that they have, and you're going to give me minus 105. I mean, I just think it's an absolute disgrace that I'm even getting minus 105 right now. And for that reason, I'm going to be on the Vegas Golden Knights. And that's going to lead me into my best bet, actually. So I'll save the time on that one. And best bet of the night's going to be on the Golden Knights minus 105 at Pinnacle.
Wow. I like the boldness because, again, a negative situation, negative spot for Vegas. It's brutal scheduling. But I'll tell you one thing that's in your favor here. And San Jose, I mentioned it, they're in a very dubious position too. As I said, first home game off a road trip for them has been a brutal spot for them in recent years. Vegas off a loss, 13-5 on the season and 11-3 on the road off a loss this season. San Jose off their loss against Colorado. They're 3-9 at home off a loss this season, San Jose. 3-9. Talk about a discrepancy. You got 11-3 on the road off a loss on the Vegas side. 3-9 at home off a loss on the San Jose side. So if you believe in those trends, wow, that's a big edge to Vegas here in this game. If I had to bet it, and I said this in the chat a moment ago, it's Vegas for me. I have no reservation saying Vegas is better than San Jose. They're better. Okay,
Yeah.
they've been better for the larger part of the season. I have no issue saying that. And I've said this all along about San Jose. You throw speed at this team and 4 lines that can skate at them, can't handle it. They can't. This is a team with 30 years old guys in it. That's the core of their team. It's a little bit of an older team than some other teams in this league. Speed can get them, and Vegas certainly has that in a bushelful in terms of their lineup that they put out there on a nightly basis. Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
The last couple of games for San Jose, I mean, 3-1 loss to Colorado, 3-1 win versus Carolina, 3-1 win versus Columbus, 2-1 loss versus Detroit. I mean, San Jose is, first of all, an under team. They cash under tickets left and right, but it's because they give off that vibe. They're not a team that can compete in these track meets. And I know that when it comes to playoff time, Vegas isn't going to be involved in these, 6-5 games all the time. But really, when I look at this matchup just originally and just looking at the way that Vegas played against Pittsburgh, can we really even say that San Jose is going to be able to keep up with Vegas? I mean, I understand that they're going to be fatigued and they're both coming off a loss, but just looking at the last, and that's a decent scale, even just for 5 games. It really proves the point right there in just even 5 games that the style of play for San Jose really doesn't match up well with the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vegas. It's bothering me because I'm looking at this price. I'm saying I want to take Vegas. I want to make a case for them, but I just think the schedule is just so much against them here. I can't do it. But I'm certainly leaning in that Golden Knights direction. Think you got the better team here, even money. Alex B. Smith, Vegas, San Jose for him. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm riding around with Vegas as well too. Like I said, Ian, I know both of us have rode that San Jose first home game back of a launch road trip for quite some time now. And this Sharks team, like I said, they're now the fact that they're not even getting solid goaltending now. It seems like Aaron Dell might be regressing a little bit back to the norm. Martin Jones hasn't been looking really sharp, and now taking on a Vegas team. This is huge now because, like I said, with all that we've said about Vegas and how great they've been playing, now is the time where they start. These are big games. These divisional games, they got a 10-point lead on San Jose right now in that division. So this is a important game, and the fact that they in this road trip and they have a couple more days off. They don't play until Sunday evening against Philadelphia. I think we should see a big effort from them to wrap up this road trip, and then they'll be home and have another long homestand, which of course we saw them. Dominate the beginning of the year with a big homestand. So I think this is a really good spot for Vegas here. I think it's a bad spot for San Jose. So get them a pick and price. I'm looking at the Golden Knights here.
All right, so Vegas for both Alex and Andrew, saying that Vegas can overcome. They will overcome this brutal schedule that they've been dealt here as they go from this bunch of road games in the East, and now they got to go back out West on a Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday cycle. That's as tough as it gets, but if they win, not going to shock me. Just say that right now.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.